You are driving home. All of a sudden, you see the red and blue lights flashing behind you. You think, well, I haven't done anything wrong. So you're not too worried, but you pull over and the officer walks up to you and he asks, do you know why I stopped you? If you answer that question with anything other than no, you may have already lost. Police questioning is a game and it's rigged against you. I'm going to teach you the rules so that you can protect yourself. In this video, we're going to talk about police traps, your passengers' rights, when they can search your car, even if you say no, and the secret weapon in your pocket that can save you. So the number one rule is you want to make the officer feel safe, and it also helps you. When you see the lights flashing behind you, you want to pull over as quickly and safely as possible. If you take too long, well, that can be a resisting law enforcement by flight, a felony in most states, including Indiana. And you want to understand, courts emphasize that officer safety is paramount. So if it's nighttime, you want to turn on your dome light and you want to keep your hands on the wheel, even if it's night or day. Keeping your hands on the wheel makes the officer feel safe, but it also helps you. Why? Well, if you don't have your hands on the wheel, the officer can say he thought you're making furtive movements. That's officer speak for, I think he was hiding something, and they can use that to try to search your vehicle, even if you say no. Do not give them that power. Keep those hands on the wheel. Now let's talk about the traps. Trap number one, the ID game. When an officer asks you for your license registration, you must provide it. Almost every single state in the United States has a law that if you operate a car on a road and you get pulled over for a traffic violation, you have to give your driver's license or your name, address, date of birth. If you do not do that, it's a crime in most states. In Indiana, it's a C misdemeanor, and you can get arrested, put in the back of the police car, hauled up to jail, spend the night in jail, have to bond out and go to court. Don't do that. Again, don't hand them that type power. Now, you might be asking yourself, what about my passengers? During a traffic stop, passengers are also seized, and they are not free to leave the vehicle if the officer tells them to stay in the vehicle. That's the law. But a passenger generally does not have to provide identifying information unless they committed some sort of violation, such as an ordinance violation, throwing a cigarette out the window. If the officer sees them moving about, they know their seatbelt's not on, if that's a law in the state. If they've committed a traffic or ordinance violation, then the passenger also might have to give identifying information as well. But generally, passenger does not have to give identifying information because something the driver did. Keep that in mind. Check the laws in your state because the mileage might vary. Trap number two, question game. The officer asks you, do you know why I stopped you? In most states, including Indiana, the officer does not have to tell you why you were pulled over. Now, that's different in California. There is a law. I love the officer has to tell you when they stop you. But most states, that is not the requirement. And the officers asking you that because they're hoping you will admit to something. Why? Well, they might have pulled you over for one thing, say speeding, but then they're hoping that you admit to other things. My license was suspended. I was playing with my phone, officer. I'm so sorry. Oh, I swerved to avoid that pothole. And so if they have multiple reasons, well, then all of a sudden there's multiple ways to get you. Don't give them that power. Correct answer to that question is always no. For every other question, where are you from? Where are you going? What's in your trunk? There is one full and correct answer. I plead the fifth. Repeat that to any question. Anything illegal in the vehicle? Anything I should know about? Are you dealing drugs? Do you have a gun on you? I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. Just recently, I was pulled over for speeding. I was speeding. I should have gotten a ticket. The officer asked me, hey, what's going on? I gave him my identifying information, and he asked me a question. I plead the fifth. Now, the officer was pretty slick. He leaned over and said, sir, you must have a terrible criminal history if you know to say I plead the fifth. I looked at him. I plead the fifth. He laughed and let me go with the warning. I did appreciate that. But I wasn't a jerk about it. I plead the fifth. You can be nice when you're asserting your rights. Don't forget that. Now, trap number three, the consent mind trick. Now, this is a pretty impressive to watch happen. I see the body cams. The most critical trap is when an officer says, if you've got nothing to hide, then you won't object to me searching your vehicle, right? That's a loaded question. If you say no, you don't object. Okay, get out of the car, I'm going to search. If you say yes, I have something to hide. It's almost like if you say yes or no, you're screwing yourself, right? Don't do that. Do not even respond to that. You can say, I plead the fifth, or you can say, officer, I do not consent to a search. I prefer to say, I plead the fifth. It's nice and succinct, but you can say, I do not consent to a search. Don't fall for these Jedi mind tricks these officers try to use. It's a loaded question. They know it's a loaded question. They're trying to override you so that you just answer yes or no. And then whatever you say, they say, well, he gave me permission to search. I do not consent, or even just, I plead the fifth. Now, there are times when the officer can search your car anyway, even if you say no. When does that happen? There's something called the automobile exception. If the officers have probable cause to believe your car holds contraband or evidence of a crime, they can search anywhere where they think it could be hidden. Now, why would they have PC? Well, in Indiana, where marijuana is still illegal, if they smell marijuana, burning or raw, guess what? They get to search your car. I think that's ridiculous, and the courts are still fighting it. But right now, at the filming of this video, they smell marijuana, and the officer says he was trained. They're going to search that car. Inventory search. If they impound your vehicle, they get to say, hey, we're going to do an inventory search. Now, they say it's to safeguard your valuables and property, but we know it's so they can find evidence of a crime. And if they find evidence of a crime in an inventory search, guess what? They can use it to charge you, even if they didn't know about it when they impounded the vehicle. Now, if you get arrested, they can also search your vehicle if two different things are met. Number one, they can search the areas that are immediately within your reach if they believe it could be used to conceal evidence of a crime. So, bad example, but it is an example. If you get arrested for drunk driving, they could likely search legally an area within arm's reach for beer cans, bottles, or anything like that. Keep that in mind. Now, there is an advanced tip. Police cannot legally prolong a traffic stop longer than necessary to write a ticket just so they can get a drug dog to the scene. What does that mean to you? Do not engage in idle chit-chat. Oh, officer, how you doing? Oh, officer, I'm so sorry I was speeding. Officer, I apologize for wasting your time. I know you got love. Stop that. If you want to say something, if they're lingering about, am I free to leave? Because if you say I plead the fifth, make it known you do not want to hang out with the officer, well, they're talking getting that dog there. They got to make some fast movements. Otherwise, they're going to have a lot of explaining. They do find something in your vehicle and the dog gets there. And then even if you have nothing to hide, you don't want a dog searching your vehicle, scratching the paint, and then emptying everything out, your trunk, your back, everything, and then say, oh, yeah, nothing's in here. That's horrible, too. It's a waste of your time, waste of resources the officer should be using to get real criminals. But if the dog is already there, which sometimes does happen, you're going to be out of luck. The dog can do a walk around the vehicle. Again, they cannot prolong a traffic stop. Now, there's one thing that I recommend everyone do when you get stopped for a traffic violation. I would quietly record the audio. If you're able to, say, hey, Siri, start recording. You got to set that up ahead of time. Or when you're getting pulled over, pull your phone out, hit the record button, put it on your seat, hands on the steering wheel. Officer might try to say, what are you doing moving your hands? You can say, hey, listen, I was recording. Or you can just not even say that, point to your camera, it's recording. When you are pulled over, you want to stay calm. Don't yell, don't aggressive. Sometimes criminal cases, traffic cases end up being a popularity contest. And if a judge or a jury sees you acting a fool on camera, on audible, guess what? It's not going to help you. It's just not. If anyone's going to act like a fool, have the officer do it, not you. You appear to be the calm and collected one. That will help you significantly. And, people sometimes get upset and they want to argue on the side of the road. You're never going to win an argument with an officer on the side of the road. They're the ultimate authority on the side of the road. Save your arguments, give to your attorney. Your attorney can argue to a judge or a jury. Your job when you're stopped on the side of the road is to give identifying information, plead the fifth, and anyone's going to look like a jerk, make it be the officer, not you. If you have watched this far, I would like for you to like and subscribe. We try to do videos like this once a week about your rights on the United States Constitution. But most importantly, I want you to always plead the fifth.